Hola Galeras. Welcome to the Banner Farm. So guys, I'm making dinner right now. I'm making shrimp and pasta and broccoli. It's kind of one of those middle and moving building things week. So there's not a lot to report. I did a painting, I'll show you that. But for the most part, I am just kind of exhausted. Trying to get sick during the holidays. Just a lot of work to be done. I don't know. So Galeras, they found that guy who shot that CEO. That's crazy. Or killed that CEO. I know you're supposed to use like words like smurder and smashation and stuff like that, but I'm a grown-up, so I don't do stuff like that. And I realize that may get in the way of people finding me and etc. via algorithms, but like I'm old and I don't give a shit. So yeah, it's just crazy. It's a weird thing. I remember getting my insurance for the first time and being in shock that it was like it was more than $300 actually, and it was appalling how much it was going to be to just have insurance. I couldn't even fathom it. I just remember like going and like trying to go to the doctor, and just things were so difficult and everything was so expensive, and being turned away on some occasions on just trying to get my medications. And just, I didn't feel angered. I felt very betrayed, and I felt very sad because I was scared I was just gonna be one of those people who died from not getting the proper medical service. It's strange to like see people who their reaction to those types of situations are violence. I mean, I get it. I do. I mean, every time I see anything crazy happen, I definitely feel an anger swell up inside of me. But it's weird to see like the eat the rich coming out of some people who you wouldn't expect. I don't know, it's kind of that other aspect of like, I know that violence created by certain groups of people in America are not reacted the same way via police and FBI and stuff like that by other individuals. My skin. And so like there's that whole aspect of like a protest versus a riot type of thing, and how they're really not that big of a difference. Sometimes it's just the color of the skin of the people who are doing it. That's kind of weird. Or political affiliations and whatnot. I don't know, as like a young Afro-Latino West Indian, I was always brought up that, you had to be careful to keep your head on a swivel and make sure that you weren't getting caught up in any other people's nonsense or your own nonsense even, because they were looking for an excuse to lock you away and blow you away. And so I feel the anger and the stress and the strife, but I also know I can't live that way. The main thing is that I take from it is when I see all the things about the guy and how he's got pins at his neck and he's in a lot of pain, I think a lot of men have this problem that when we suffer in pain, we don't say anything about it. And so we could get help, at least in some regard, and we choose to not voice that we need help. Like I myself am in pain almost all the time because of my diabetes medication. It's very painful. My stomach is always I'm either nauseous, or I'm in cramps, or my stomach's in knots, or I don't feel well. And it's done to make my blood sugar better, but I have other side effects that kind of suck, and they're a little awful. So if you are in pain, please reach out and speak to people. Even if we can't do much, we can try to do something. So in this regard, let's talk about protest art, because I am a strong believer in protest art. And I know you've known this if you've followed me at all. I am a strong believer in the people of Gaza being treated humanely. Like, I don't think that every person you meet in the world is innocent of crimes, but I don't see how children and people in hospitals and just all these people are guilty of these things. Like, I don't believe it. I have seen their suffering in the faces just like the rest of you have online and through the messages of people who've been there and have talked to me personally. And so I make protest art sometimes. And one of the pieces I did recently is the sky was red. And I'm going to show you that piece when I go. So I'm going to show you this painting I was talking about. This very nice painting I made. That is my protest piece. I've been trying to kind of make these paintings recently of like women in burqas and just people from other places and how they deserve to be looked at as beautiful and artwork and all these things. And so this is what I made. And I feel pretty good about it. So, yeah. So for the most part, that is what I've been working on for this whole week. That and moving the studio around. I'll show you that real quick if you like. So yeah, everything's slowly coming apart and going in boxes. This is clearer than it was. It's not clear by any means. There's still like a ton of shit in here, but it's coming together. A lot of paintings. All the big paintings are gone. They've been moved to the new studio. So my big plan is to take these over there and then maybe tomorrow and then get everything going. I've got to bring the plants in because it's so cold. And they're still growing, which is crazy. Look at that. They're still going, the peppers. My babies. And then, you know, this guy still trying to live, but it's cold. So some of these things are going to get clipped. But you know, the plan is the plan. So keeping it going, keeping it moving. I love you, Galeras. I will see you next week. Paint around. Ciao. Maybe from the new studio. Tom, say goodbye to the people.